Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Millionaires. I'm Harry, your go-to source for everything XRP. If you love daily updates on the hottest crypto stories and the latest on XRP's price, regulation, and market action, then you're in the right place. Today's news is massive for XRP holders. Legal breakthroughs, ETF momentum, and major price targets are all making waves this week. You don't want to miss this. Let's dive into the breaking headlines. This week, XRP's price is holding strong above $2, with some sources pegging it around $2.11. That may not sound earth-shattering, but given all the market volatility and ongoing legal drama, it's a bullish sign, especially with XRP up about 25% in the past 7 days. Remember, this is a token that just last year seemed bogged down by uncertainty, but the wind has changed. Bulls are eyeing that $3 psychological level, and market optimism is back on the rise. Why the sudden buzz? First, let's tackle the legal front, which has been the single biggest anchor weighing down XRP for nearly a decade. The huge development this week: the U.S. Court of Appeals has temporarily paused the SEC's appeal in its lawsuit against Ripple Labs for 60 days. This means both parties now have until June 15th to update the court. The pause signals that settlement negotiations are well underway, and this could finally put an end to the years-long battle that has defined XRP's fate in the U.S. market. To put this into perspective, a settlement, or even just regulatory clarity, opens the floodgates for more institutional involvement and removes the massive shadow that's held XRP back. Already, we've seen a settlement announcement for Ripple to pay $50 million out of the $125 million initially imposed, and an agreement between Ripple's leadership and the SEC staff pending commissioner approval. Market watchers are keeping a close eye on the upcoming commission vote, which could formally close the chapter on this legal saga. But the news doesn't stop there. Regulatory clarity seems to be swinging in XRP's favor across the board. With the new SEC chair Paul Atkins, a known crypto ally, just stepping in, the prospects for a friendlier regulatory environment could not be stronger. Multiple XRP ETF, exchange-traded fund applications are awaiting review. Most notably, experts believe we could see a spot XRP ETF approved as soon as this year. Polymarket odds put the chances at 77%. If this happens, XRP would be only the third crypto after Bitcoin and Ethereum to have its own spot ETF in the US. A major legitimizer and a magnet for institutional capital. It's not just speculation. Last week, the Teucrium XXRP ETF, a leveraged XRP product, launched successfully, drawing even more attention. Meanwhile, applications from Bitwise, Grayscale, Canary Capital, and WisdomTree are in the SEC pipeline. Some analysts are going so far as to call XRP the prime candidate to get ETF approval before other altcoins like Solana, Litecoin, Dogecoin, or Polkadot. JP Morgan thinks XRP ETFs could pull in as much as $8 billion their first year. So what does all this mean for the price? Short-term technicals are pointing towards a possible explosive move. XRP's price structure shows an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the charts, which suggests a 27% breakout could be on the table if bulls push through the $2.20 resistance. We're talking a potential jump to the $2.78 range if this bullish pattern confirms. However, traders need to watch out for resistance at the $2.07 and $2.09 levels, the moving averages, and the momentum indicators like the RSI and MACD, which suggest a tug-of-war between bullish and bearish forces in the short run. Looking further ahead, analysts are predicting XRP could reach anywhere from $5 to $10 this cycle if the rally continues and an ETF is approved. Some market research even shows wild targets like $15 or $27 if conditions are perfect and institutional adoption goes parabolic. Of course, these are moonshot scenarios and often depend on broader market sentiment and clarity, but the upside is real if these catalysts align. One last thing for the XRP army. Ripple isn't just looking to settle with the SEC. They're also pushing for what's called an indicative ruling, a judge's declaration allowing Ripple to legally sell XRP in private sales. This is critical for Ripple's IPO ambitions, as it could open U.S. stock markets to Ripple's equity and unlock entirely new growth channels. Timeframes remain uncertain, But with the legal process paused, settlement chatter buzzing, and ETF optimism at an all-time high, XRP is in the spotlight like never before. In short, we're at a watershed moment. With legal closure on the horizon, XRP spot ETFs potentially just months away, and the price holding strong above $2. This could be the start of a new chapter for XRP. That's it for today's XRP update. If you found this breakdown helpful or bullish, smash that like button, share the video with your fellow crypto enthusiasts, and subscribe to Crypto Millionaires. Turn on notifications so you never miss another update, especially with the SEC vote, potential ETF approvals, and price breakout alerts right around the corner. I'm Harry, and I'll see you in the next video.